Wakey, wakey. Arise. There we go. YouTube is up and running. No, no. First and foremost, to those of you who are here right now, you either saw the Discord video, or you've just been waiting, or you guys are just you guys have me on speed dial for the notifications. I'm sorry, guys. I know I promised you guys months ago that I would stop doing I would stop ranting and stuff like that. And I had a close friend of mine call me out in a good way, and I'm very appreciative of them doing so. And so, this is a person that I take their words to heart all the time. And for me, it just made me think about it again. I was like, wait a second. I was like, I looked back at so I'm not uploading the video I recorded yesterday because I didn't like it, because I actually rewatched it. I downloaded it to my phone. I just listened to it throughout the day, and I was very unhappy with the tone that I took, because originally I had wanted to make jelly. No, I just no, I'll allow it. Sorry, I gotta allow that message. Yeah, no, it was just a matter of I actually had that video very lighthearted. I was talking about the stores closing, why stores closing. I had the 4 or 5 points. I was gonna go over them, and then ultimately it's not blaming not blaming a single one, but blaming everything as a whole. So it's just more it was meant for education and fun, but it turned into, again, I made it about me. I made it about the business. Obviously, and the thing is, rightfully so. I'm drawing from real world experiences, but I realized when I get on those rants and it becomes just more I'm venting and stuff. It's been been watching for so long. So how's the expansion going? Been slacking? Scuba Steve, I'm going to ask you to rephrase your question, because I'm not sure which way you meant for that to go. I don't know if that meant to be a positive question or a negative question. No, yesterday, guys, it's, even when I was listening to it, I had good points. Eventually, yeah, I got some viewers. Other businesses were tuning in, and some of my mutuals are tuning in, and yeah, the message got across. It was hard things to listen to, but at the same time, there's a difference between passionate motivation, venting, and ranting, and I need to get better at my communication with that. I'm still learning. I can sit here all day and say that I'm better than last year. I am I'm gonna at least say that I am no, I'm not closing the store. Where are you getting that from? No, there's no store closing. Potions, where are you getting that from? No, in terms of just when I stream, obviously 22 and 23 was really rough on us, and 24 was hard on us because of 22 and 23. And it was you're drawing upon those real world experiences. Of course, I have real world anger, in terms of my anger and everything does draw from real places, but ultimately, Darius, Darius, boy, I just want to God dang it. If it wasn't for me understanding our situation and your situation, boy, I'd just be God dang it, dude. I'm not blaming you, though. I should have taken it is my fault for not overseeing. God damn, man. No, it's a lot. It's a lot been going on. It's not just anything it's not everything that I've done, and Darius or Amy. Yes, we all have our shortcomings, but yes, there's a lot of external factors. Ultimately, what's the focus here then? Is it going to be my life's mission to constantly try to educate on everybody what we're going through? Is it gonna be my daily mission to keep ranting and making videos about our situation and how we've been wronged by the world? Or is it my mission to progress us forward? And it's obviously the latter. And I've lost sight of that. And it was reminded to me yesterday and throughout today. It's been a lot of back and forth. The emotions have been all over the place because it's just when I thought I got a grip on things, I got a slew of emails and comments and messages from some of y'all. I'm not gonna name you by name, but there's been people who've been in the stream who were like, you know what? I've noticed that. What happened? Why haven't you been able to fulfill the orders? Why hasn't the website been updated? Why can't you just hire some more people? Why don't you use a third-party resale? I'm just like, really? But then I had to think about it. Not everyone's here every day, every hour. Yes, you're lurking sometimes, but doesn't mean you're listening. And so, yes, I've done a good amount of like explanation of our situation many times, but doesn't mean everyone's heard them. They could be staunch supporters. They're here when the vibing is good, good selling energy, but doesn't mean they were here during the times where I was talking about that stuff. And again, it makes me think about, do I want to divert my energy to making content focusing on that and trying to educate, trying to get people to understand their situation? Is that my job? No. My job is to get this business out where it needs to be, to focus forward. And ultimately, why did I start streaming in the first place? And that was to build an online environment of the store. And when I'm in the store, am I venting? Am I yelling at people? Am I complaining about the other stores and businesses? No. When I'm at the store, I'm maintaining the best poker face that I can. I'm keeping it all inside because ultimately, whatever shit that I'm going through right now, you gotta leave it at the door because I'm here for you guys. And so I had another major lapse throughout this entire weekend, and honestly, the last few weeks. It's been, and I know, and the thing is, I appreciate those of you who've been understanding. You guys understood, and even Jelly, you're like, I'm here for the chaos. I want to know the ins and outs. Some of you are like that. It's kind of weird. I have a group of people who are like, they don't want any negativity, and then the other group of people are like, we love the transparency. I want to see the enlightenment, and it's just like, it's finding that delicate balance. That's all, and it's there's a right way to do it. I mean, there's literally a right way to discuss the hardships that I'm going through. So if I were to, and Rain, I apologize. I'm not gonna. Obviously, it's way too late for me to play games tonight. So we're gonna just chat a little bit and everything. And tomorrow night, I'll start it on time. So, obviously, by the way, if any of you want to feel a little bit salty, the very person that I refunded all their orders, I've responded to their email. I'm still sending them the replacement bag that the wrong item that they got. They haven't responded. They haven't emailed back. They're just taking the money. So it's just like, you know what? For me, I would have I'm not even asking for the money back. Like, I'm not even asking him to for me, it's just like, would you give us a chance to prove, to show you we're gonna make it right, And it's like, would you come back on stream? Like, I know exactly who they are, so it's like that's why I reacted the way I did yesterday, because after reading the email, seeing the orders, and then I saw the tag, and I was like, wait a second, really, man, I screwed up, and I felt bad. So it's just like, that's kind of what it is. Ghost with the galaxy, let's go. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of going back and forth. I'll put it this way, you know what sucks about, and those of you on TikTok right now, here's one thing that I absolutely hate about this app. You know what? It's not a bad thing that's going away. The only videos that go remotely viral for me, right, are the negative videos. The last time I made a negative video was like a year ago. It really is. If you go to my content, you scroll back, anything that I talk about of like, oh, store closing or I failed or anything like that, like, it's either a clickbait or it was over a year ago, right? And I got commenters who literally only see those videos when I do it. And lo and behold, like, I get both, right? When I see the troll commenters come, I'm like, even like, there's a guy named Aqua in my chats right now, right? He is like one of the staunch people I even recognize, because when I first started, and especially when the whole downfall of the franchise happened, he was commenting on every video, and it got to me, but eventually I just just ran with it. Like, I even left a comment, like, if you guys find his comment, don't engage him. But I wrote in there, I'm like, yo, good seeing you. Because me seeing him means that the video is going viral, meaning like it's gone more than 10,000 views. I'm like, hey, it's a good thing. It reached my haters. I'm just like, yeah, I appreciate you. And then ultimately, he can say, it's a free country. You can say anything you want about me. You can have your opinions, right? Ultimately, time will tell. Time will tell whether he's right or I'm right. That's it. You can call me a terrible business owner and a terrible business person all you want, but time will tell. You know how many, you look at all the successful businesses and business people to this day, in their first 5-10 years of business, how many people called them idiots? You know? So it's just like, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. Yeah, no, it's just, and for me, it's just, so I actually like, so yes, sometimes those comments get to me, and there's a few that were like, I was like, really? And then obviously there was a lot of good positive ones. Overall, why did I make that video public? Why did I put it up there? Because I didn't know how this guy was going to see it. I didn't know if he was not going he was going to ignore the emails, ignore the messages, or see the video. But ultimately, he left a public comment, right, that other people could see and would react to and were reacting to. And so I addressed it publicly because it's an issue. Because the thing is, he might not be the only person that's affected. And it clearly wasn't. Uziel, what's going on? Yeah, I know. What's up? What's everyone up? Everyone's up late tonight. Let's go. No, I just, so it was just like, I definitely could have handled it better. I will tell you that. Like, did I need to refund all of his orders? No, because he was fine for like the first few months. So I could have, what I should have done was just the messed up bag order and the one pre-order that he had, and ask him if there was anything else that we messed up, and then go ahead and give it to him. So that was just kind of my thing. But ultimately, it's putting the good energy out there, and it's just that. And the thing is, like, the comment sections are doing it themselves right now, like, because you sit there and you're like, they're just like, what's the point of taking accountability when you took over a year to address it? And then someone else is like, well, would you rather him not? Like, just ignore it and continue to perpetuate and then they goes up. You see, all he makes is negative videos, and I'm like, no. This is why I know these guys aren't serious. It's because when you go into because I had 3 guys literally in a row. Like, it was weird today. They're like, man, I know you say it's the algorithm, but all the videos I get of you is negative. I'm like, dude, before you leave a comment, just go to my profile. Right. And like, any of you on TikTok watching, you're like, yeah, I only see negative videos of you. Before you leave a comment like that, go to the profile page, and you'll see the last negative video was like months ago, like almost a year ago. And it was just like, I'm just like, okay, like, but it's like, but the thing is, like, you see it though. It's like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 30,000 views. And then like, guys, I failed. 300,000 views. I'm like, oh God, I hate I just can't win with TikTok. And then Instagram is weird in a different way. Like the videos that I don't think would go viral on Instagrams. I'm like, okay. Yeah, no, that's why streaming, I was talking to Lloyd and a couple of my mutuals about this. Like, they're just like, are we going to stop making content on short form? No, it's still a means to an end, but we now have to focus on long form content again. So like YouTube, and YouTube Shorts, and what's it called? And streaming daily. And so it's just like, streaming is it's our pretty much our best way to get in front of our audience these days. And so I do need to change it up a bit. I was talking to him about, like, it's reassessing my situation right now with all of you with the streaming side of things, because what's it called here? It's weird. Like, I'm still trying to find my way here, because like, I love my friends, but their advice doesn't 100% pertain to me. It pertains to me, but it's not apples to apples. like I'm not just a pure gaming streamer and content creator. Like it's one thing to create a vibe, but the way we went viral the first time is talking about our business and what we were doing and how we're innovating and why we started our business and building that community. And digitally wise, it's like, all right, how do I bring the business and culture aspect of that together, and how do I blend it? And I'm still figuring this out. I'm still figuring out me as a content creator and as a streamer. Like, it's tough, and then the whole, like, leaving your emotions at the door, like that's something that I have to do. I do that as a father, and a husband, and 10 years of doing this, it's still not perfect. And I still have to keep doing better. And like, I'm going to keep moving forward. But at the same time, I'm not going to ignore the injustices that I have caused. And that's why I made the really hard decision to just stop all online sales. And if you guys didn't see it on Discord, I pulled everything from the website. It's just, I had to pull everything because we weren't updating it. It was not up to date. Literally half of the stuff on our website was no longer available. And there were things that were selling out from the store that we weren't keeping track of. There was like basic figures and model kits that I knew we had, but we weren't keeping up with it. And so people were still buying it. And then I had to go through and cancel those orders. And then people were accusing us of, you canceled the pre-order, but you still have it on the website for scale, you scammer. And they just jumped the gun on it. And you know what? I can't fault them because that's what it looks like. And so I'm like, I got to clean this up. And I'm looking at the emails, and there was many emails that we missed, or the communication was not done correctly. Yes, I will say there are people out there who just want to be treated like a king or queen and be absolutely coddled for a $40 purchase. But at the same time, it's like, that's what we should be doing in terms of like, not like, what's it called? Catering to their every needs, but like giving a proper response that's not robotic, because I personally hate that. When I just get a generic response, it's like my reaction is always this: listen, I know you're saying you're reading off the script right now, but like, I would appreciate just a little bit of empathy from you, a little bit. It's like, okay, I get that. And yeah, and it's just, so I'm trying to figure that out, because, I got a slew of emails today, so that was great. And direct DMs were coming through. So I was like, I think what hit me the worst was just like, there was a lot of people complaining about the recent stuff, and you guys are right. It's just, oh yeah, no, standard of procedure for sure. Like, I will say this. No, I haven't been able to do it. No, it's not even scaling growing pains, Uziel. It's because, for those that are actually, willing to listen, we went through a major, we were almost closed last year. In 2023, I almost quit and kicked the bucket for everything just because of what happened. All right. And this past year, I will be the first to tell you, no, I don't have the team that I need right now. I don't have the support that I need right now. We don't. Like, our team is spread super thin. We are working more than we should be right now. We're not getting compensated for it. And because it's all going towards, paying off our debts and digging ourselves out of the position we dug ourselves trying to franchise. No, yeah. And guess what? That's us taking responsibility. Instead of just quitting the business, walking away from all our investors who did come in before, walking away from all the fans and people who supported us, we're taking accountability by making those sacrifices and meeting it head on. But during that time, though, there's two ways of looking at this. During that time, we did what we could. We sold what we could. We advertised what we could. We did everything we could, from streaming, content creation, selling online, selling in the store, and so forth. But on the flip side, we knew we couldn't hire the help that we need. We didn't have the facilities that we needed. We didn't have the infrastructure in place to properly handle a proper e-commerce structure. I don't have enough people. My schedule in the day There's a reason why I'm terrible at getting back to text messages and emails. I am literally going all over the place throughout the entire day trying to figure things out. And so like I'm also poor in the communications. So I delegated that off to people who were also spread thin. So it's like that alone. That's why, like, for me, I cannot be surprised that there were communications that were lost. There were things on the website that weren't done properly. There were orders that were mixed up because ultimately, yeah, standard of procedure was not in place because we didn't have none. Because we were still recovering, and I wasn't able to, I can, again, you can sit there and I can either make excuses for not hiring the right people or do something about it. It's not working. Do I continue the way it as is, or do I cut it and figure out a proper solution to make it work? Simplify the offerings. And someone actually, I'll put it this way, like, I do take the comments to heart and the feedback to heart. And, 9 out of 10 times, no, I don't listen to a lot of them because they don't have the context. And I don't get mad at it, though. There's people who leave like a ton of comments on like, especially the last few videos. Everyone's an expert on TikTok and Instagram. Everyone's an expert on the internet. And there are points when you're just looking at a card shop business or looking at the business that and you're like, it's like, that's great. That's not us. You don't have the context of what we're doing. That's fine. But are there merits in their statements? Yes. One of the merits that I take to heart right now is they're like, you offer too much. This place is too chaotic. I have no idea what you're doing. You need to simplify it for me. Some of you will be like, just because you can't handle it doesn't mean we can't. Stop. They stop generalizing all our nerds together. Card players especially. They're like, I don't get your business. You should just sell singles and that's all you should do. It's like, there's other business models and markets that exist, right? But no, either way though, some of the comments I received from there is you should streamline it. And like think of like, Five Guys. It is a simple menu. Raising Cane's, it is literally one item. Like it is, you want chicken tender, chicken pieces, you want chicken tender sandwich, what do you want? It's just one thing, right? And it's just like, you know what? That is the right way for us to operate right now. Yes, we need all of these revenue streams in order to survive and do what we need to do. But at the same time, looking at how we've done it for the past year, minus the context, I have to look at this objectively. Yes, context matters. Like, yeah, you did all that and you didn't get to it because of all this, but now moving forward, you're going to be able to address, like, no. Because right now, what do I need to do? Like, what was the whole point of this whole past year and a half of recovering? It's to tear everything down and rebuild it from the foundations up properly. And you know what? Our e-commerce is definitely a big one that I am responsible for. I've been the sole one running the digital side of things. And so, like, it is my responsibility to figure things out and do it the right way. Gray Skull Janitor, thank you so much. And the thing is, what sucks is my team members, like Dealer, who were mainly the people helping me, unfortunately, he's had to pivot his life and his position. And we've also lost people. So it's like, man. And I think last year was me trying to just figure it out. And not magically, through all that, 90% of you got it. 90% of you saw what we were doing and believed in us enough to invest, purchase, and support us, which is why we are in our position today here now. I have the ability right now to finally budget in and hire at least 2 part-timers to begin the process and transitioning. Yes, we need to raise the rest of the funds to bring the other folks in here. Why do we need to, do that? It's because we still have our final debt payments until April. And there are still areas of the business that I need to implement and create and improve upon so that the income stream level can get to where it needs to sustain a new employee. Right now, let's say that even the debts were gone right now. The money that we're making just from the, ads and online sales on average, right, per month, it's technically not enough for me to justify hiring on a full-time staff member. So it's like, okay, well, where does it need to be? Then it's now my job to identify the way that I can best tackle it, knowing that I'm going to have to be alone on this for a few more months. Okay, then what can I do right now to maximize the effects of the streams and content creation, our sponsors and online sales? What can I do? And I'm figuring that out. I'm still addressing it. But one of the things I thought of, I was like, you know what? This might be the sign, because when I'm in business mode, my brain is locked into that part of my brain, right? And so it hovers. It's not always a negativity, but it hovers it. It orbits it, because it's still a mass in my head. It's like a cancer, right? And so when I'm always talking business, that's where I am. So then let's get out of that and play. And you guys know this. I've been struggling with the gaming aspect of it, because I look at gaming as more of a luxury than it is, the business. And I've been battling with that, because I'm just like, but it's true though. I should be using the gaming side, whether it's suffering through a horror game or playing a game that I love or something fun or trying something new. And you guys are watching me struggle or have fun with something because you're having fun as a community. It's because you guys are escaping with me. You guys are experiencing that with us, and that's what you do with other streamers. And I get that. I understand that, and I get that. But that's not, it's more like, while I get it, it's not what. Unfortunately, what got stuck with me is it doesn't get to where we need to. It does in the long run, but in the short run, there's things that we need to take care of now so that we can play later. So think of it as like, it's the sacrifices you make up front so that you can have long prosperity later on. Like, I can't keep going but at the same time, so this is this is the constant back and forth that I'm having internally. But if you don't do that, it's going to take you even longer to get to that position. Whereas you could start right now to build that up again. And we were doing that for the first 6 months. Like we were pretty good during that time. No, it really is. I mean, it's the shift that it needs to happen. But I'm just like, it's tough. It's not, I'll put it this way. This is why not everyone can do this. And my situation is definitely different than others. I'm not going to sit here and say other people have it easier, because they have their own personal lives going on that they're juggling and they're dealing with and stuff. For me, it just balancing the business, customer service, my family, being a father, husband, and then all my business responsibilities on the corporate side, C-suite side of things, and then trying to be an entertainer in front of all that. It's like, ooh. I'll put it this way. It was a struggle today. When I was at the store, it was, I went in there, it was immediately good, but then at the same time, man, it was hard. Yeah, it's, yeah, it has been. And so it's just like, and what I'm realizing and remembering is I got to, because I said it, but then I really need to embody it. This is my store. This is Gamers Heaven. So if this is Gamers Heaven, how do I need to be talking to you? How do I need to be addressing all of you? How do I need to be? And that is it being disingenuous? No, but it's a matter of not highlighting. It's a matter of not. It's a matter of not focusing on the wrong things, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, dealers got it right. No, we just do what we can to make it work, but at the same time, it's like, all right, and the thing is, again, like I fight myself because I'll say one thing that's absolutely true, but the other statement is just true though. Just because of our situation doesn't mean we can't make it better. And so, what can we do to maximize our streams right now with what I have, with the time schedules that I have? How do I maximize it? There is an answer. I haven't thought of it yet. And it's not like we haven't improved. Like, I'm not, again, like no one's saying that we haven't improved during, in the past, but we definitely, way to go. Razify, what's going on? So, I mean, I'll put it this way too. Like, so I'll re-record yesterday's video tomorrow, but essentially the video topic I wanted to talk about was, Dog Wolf, Gaia, what's going on? No, why were stores closing, and essentially, oh no, you're fine, Razzy. This is just it's more of a conversation anyway. But no, just the points I wanted to bring up, it was just like, hey, here's some reasons why your stores may be closing, and no, it's not just one reason. Number one, scalpers. Unfortunately, they've affected the supply chain. They made backhand handshake deals, and unfortunately, they're here to stay. With the growth of the industry, there's nothing we can do about it other than we have to adapt to the fact that they are our neighbors now. Number two, store owners. You either set the wrong culture or you bow down to negative culture, aka toxicity. You haven't set the right culture in the store where you encourage players to patron and support the store outside of just playing in tournaments and hanging out with their friends at your location. Number two, customer behaviors have changed. Sorry, number three. Customer behavior has changed, which leads into 3 and 4 are the same because it's the economy and customers. Consumers these days do not have the same discretionary income like they once did. It's gone down, down, down with inflation, and income has not gone up. So unfortunately, stores like ours are a luxury. And so it's not like they're going to stop coming, but they are going to spend less unless you give them a reason to want to spend more of their proportionate income with you, and you need to provide that service. But then so many businesses fail to identify these issues. They choose to blame outside forces. And the thing is, are they wrong to blame these outside forces? No, but that's all they focus on. They only focus on the matter of this place messed them up instead of focusing on their own. And so that's, and pretty much like I was going to end the video like that. It's just like listing out the problems, what they are. It's all of the above. So what are you going to do about it? These problems are here to stay. Scalpers are not going to go anywhere. They have evolved, yes. Actually, that's a different video in itself because I made a comparison to scalpers from the early 2000s versus scalpers now. And I do say they are two different. Look at that. I literally made a 1 hour video in 1 minute. And that was supposed to be the main point. So that's what I'll do. But no, that's another content because I made a direct comparison from scalpers of old to scalpers of new. I don't like the new scalpers. I respected the older scalpers. I don't respect the scalpers today. I just don't. They're just scummy. But scalpers of the olden days, they were like the what's it called? They're like the Jack Sparrows of the scalping world. You can respect them. They were crazy. They were still criminals, but you know what? You respected them. They were talented. They did the work. I don't know if this is a great analogy or not, but it was just like, but then current scalpers are just, I just hate them. They don't have to work. They don't work hard. They just ruin the market. But they're here to stay, unfortunately. Because you gotta remember, for those that didn't grow up in this era, if you wanted to scalp a PlayStation 5, back in the day it was PlayStation 2, right? Or what's wrong with today's scalpers? There's a lot wrong with. I could go on for like hours about what's wrong today, but that's not gonna change anything. They're not gonna go anywhere. So it's a problem that I have to just deal with. You have to adapt. I have to adapt my operations with those people in mind. So that's a whole different conversation. But scalping back in the day, right? For me, like I see a PlayStation 5, back, in 2020 when we were all trying to get PlayStation 5s and people trying to sell them for double, triple, quadruple the price because, they got, they were able to snipe it online because of their bots and programming skills, blah, 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 whatever. I hate them. I just hate them. But scalp, because for me, trying to buy a PS5 for double or triple the cost just because somebody was able to set up a program or they flooded a system where they literally got in front of everyone with a multiple bot accounts. I'm like, I don't respect that whatsoever. But hold on. But the scalpers back in the day, go back in time when the Nintendo Wii and the PlayStation 3 were coming out. And this was hot holiday items, right? You know how you got one? There was no pre-ordering. Maybe, but they weren't getting honored. You had to be one of the first people in line after waiting hours, sometimes days. I lived in a Walmart parking lot for 5 days to get my PlayStation 3, day one PlayStation 3 and Nintendo Switch. I literally bought camping supplies, sleeping bags from my Walmart, and then we camped out there. It was like me and like 4 of the fraternity brothers. We stood out there for 5 days, and you bet your ass I sold them for double the price. I was 1-2 back in the day. No, I'm just kidding. No, I kept the Nintendo Switch. The PlayStation 3 I sold to my neighbor actually because he found, because it was the backwards compatibility one. So, I eventually upgraded myself to a Slim, and then he eventually bought that one for like $200 more. But that was then. But either way, though, if you were shopping on eBay back then, and then you saw the PlayStation 3 or Nintendo Switch were double or triple the price, there was real value to that. Because I'll put it this way: in both instances of scalping, you're buying it because you're trying to fulfill that need right now, and you're willing to pay for it. Both definitions exist. Scalpers back in the day, when you looked at that price, like, all right, you know what? I don't have to keep hunting it down anymore. I don't have to keep tracking these trucks and delivery schedules of all these companies. Then I don't have to waste my evenings and days waiting in line just for a chance to get one of these systems. I can just get it now by paying double the price, and you're saving time. Or you could just wait a year or two later and when they're readily available. But then there's that too. But then, like, I look back at the time. You know what? You spent all that time trying to get it, and you got it, and you're now trying to make double for that time. You know what? Whatever. Like it's like I didn't like it. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. But at least, like, I can respect it. These days, ruined everything. The 360 launch was definitely crazy for scalpers back in the day. And what sucks is that the first generation of those 360s were all horribly made. They were horrible. Dude, I remember, I worked for GameStop at the time, like that holiday season after the system's released, and dude, like, stores were like, I worked in the mall, so I had like, and the thing is, I will admit it now, I'm gonna admit it now, it's almost 20 years oh my gosh, it's almost been 20 years since the Nintendo Wii came out. Ow. Wow. Oh, that hurts my soul. All right. Either way, I worked those holidays where you couldn't get Nintendo Switches anywhere. And so my neighbor stores in the mall, like the, Chanel and these other places, the store managers would come and be like, do you know if we're getting it? I'm like, you know what? So yeah, did I broker some deals? to earn some favors and discounts to get presents for my mother and my girlfriend at the time. You bet your ass I did. You did what you needed to do, okay? No, I still paid for that stuff. I didn't get it for free. I got their employee discounts. That's what it was. No, no, we did some like underground shit back then. Dennis, what's going on? Dennis, I'm talking about scalpers of old. Scalpers from back in the day versus scalpers of today. I don't like the ones today. I don't like scalpers in general, but I don't respect the people today. Back in the day, I did. Dude, I you know what, like, besides listening to Mariah Carey on repeat every 20 minutes, I do miss that time. I really do. Because, like, guess what? You have to talk to people. Like, I kind of miss that era working at GameStop, being in that culture, you know, waiting in line for midnight releases, you know, actually talking with one another. You know, I love to, like, when, you know, the way I sold games was to be, you know, how do we recommend games to each other? It wasn't, you know, going to look for a YouTube review on it. You went to the local stores and asked them. It's like, I'll put it this way. This is what happened with Kingdom Hearts. I was like, you know what? Like, I looked at Kingdom Hearts for like over a year. I'm like, all right, let me try this game out. It seems dumb. Tried it. Fell in love. Right? Everyone kept telling me to try it, so I did. And then, you know, after I returned the game, after me borrowing it, kid walks in my store, you know, and he's like, he's talking to his friends, and he starts making fun of Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, dude, I was with you, but don't knock it till you try it. He'd be like, really? I'm like, yo, seriously? You like Final Fantasy? Disney? It works. And so, like, and I told him, I was like, listen, not everyone knows our return policy on used games, but you got 7 days. I even gave him a bet. I was like, all right, Kingdom Hearts 2 is coming out in a few weeks. You buy this used game right now. You have it for a week. I work next Saturday, so I'll see you. You come back, and if you don't like the game, I think I said that, like, I would actually buy him another game. It was the honor system, right? I was like, I'll buy you something else that you were looking for. He's like, you know what, bet. He's like, well, no, that's what it was. He would return it, get his money, and then he would use that towards a new game, and I was going to pay the difference. That's how adamant I was to him. He's like, all right, comes back. He's like, I like to pre-order Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm like, that's right. It was good. I did that with a lot of games, but no, I didn't bet everyone. But just like that type of interaction, I miss having. You know, and I'll put it this way: it's that aspect that I also miss sometimes being at the store. You know, being at the store, I could tell, like, it's so easy for me to talk about our plans because I'm like, hey, yeah, like, we want to, you know, now that we're here. And I actually had a really good conversation with one of my lifetime members at the store today. And, you know, I was just like, I told him, because I was like, hey, listen, since I'm not on stream, let me tell you exactly what's been going on, what we've been dealing with. And I told him how much debt we just paid off and what we were dealing with for the past year and a half, which is why, like, that stuff hasn't gone out and I haven't been at the store. And he's just like, man, I had no idea. I'm like, I know. But he was just like, it made him even more excited. He does say it. He's like, Amy promised this to me 2 years ago, but I understand. He's been holding on to it. But he's just like, just don't give up on it, though. You got this far. We've waited this long. See it through the end. And I'm just like, yo, let's go, brother. Random question, but anyone ever play the Fat Princess? What? What? Wait, what? Is that a game? That is not a game. That is not a game. Is that a game? No, there's no way. No, that is not a game right now. No. That is not a game. That is not a game. That is not a game. Hold on. Wait, chat, before I actually do this, Do I want my screen up? Is this a safe thing for me to have on screen? It's not bait. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. I don't want to get in trouble here. Because there's a few times where people in this community were like, hey, you should really try out this game. And I start looking for it, and you guys would be like, Andrew, no. Oh my God. I totally forgot about this game. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this game. Hold on a second. Oh no, his disciple. No. I learned the hard way when I first started streaming last year. I learned the hard way of not doing that. I was just like, wait a second. I was stop and guess. I'm like, I always gotta ask. Wow. They re-released it on PlayStation 4 or 5? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, damn. That's interesting. Man, all right. Well, way to take us. Wait. You know what, Raz? Thank you for taking us down memory lane a little bit there. That's cool. And that's kind of what it is. You know, I'll put it this way. For those of you guys, Uziel, you have it right now. Imagine what the business would be like if you pay off, you know, once you pay off your debt, running a positive cash flow. You know, and unfortunately, like, there's, you know, the reason why I haven't talked about that publicly in terms of like a video content, right? It's because people would argue both sides of it. And it's true. Paying that off to solidify your future, to get rid of that burden per month in operations, is the right move. But what also is the right move is you just put it right back into the business so you can generate additional cash flow to pay that off, rather than just, you know, you pay that off and you have nothing left over and you're kind of back to square one, which is technically where we're in. We got these investments and we got these epic sales in certain months and we put it all towards those payments, and then we have nothing to show for it. Now, our situation is a little bit different. It's because we're being forced to. You know, if I had the ability to extend those payments out a little bit further, I would have reinvested every single month this year, but I wasn't able to. Like, I had a long conversation with a couple today about our stock. They're like, what happened? You used to have so many statues. I'm like, well, here's our situation. Here's what we dealt with. And that's why I haven't been able to order anything. But then I was like, but now that we got some cash flow freeing up a bit, like every month we plan on ordering little by little, adding to the shelf a little bit at a time. And then hopefully by the spring or the summer, this place will look completely different. I actually might have to deal with Alibaba for the first time in my life, which I'm kind of scared of. Because there's fixtures I want to get for the store. Here's the price difference. Ready? It is over $2,000 for me to order one of these things from a U.S. supplier who, after researching today, this is what I did during the evening to just get my mind off of a certain incident, or pretty much to get my mind off the incident. I shop when I get stressed. I shop, okay? So I got the price quote from this U.S. company that makes these cases I want to get, and I'm like, why are you charging me $2,100? Wait a second, let me see what you're doing. So then I go to Alibaba, find the exact same case for less than a third of the price and less than half of their shipping cost. So I'm like, you're just an Alibaba reseller. You're just acting like a broker to just broker the deal from China. They were using the same photos on the website too. I was like, man, the audacity. You're not even using original photos. You're using it's bad when you're using Alibaba stock images. It's like, man. It makes me think I should just order a container for myself and then just sell them local. Oh, man. Oh yeah, no. I mean, now for me to get these awesome, these awesome displays that will improve the look of the store, the bill went from being like, I think I would need 16 of them. That would have cost me over $26,000 from this one supplier in the US, or less than 10 if I order it directly from Alibaba. And I'm just like, I think we want to do that. Now, of course, we can't afford to do that. But also, unfortunately, because they're not in the United States, you have to order a minimum of 10. I was hoping that I could buy it from someone locally, one at a time. But unfortunately, I have to get them from China. There's no U.S. manufacturer of this thing. So I have to order. I can't just order one at a time from China. I was like, damn it. So I got to order the whole caboodle. So it's a minimum order of 10. And I'm like, I might as well just get what I need. Yeah. I mean, they got some good stuff on there. I mean, it's sort of like, I'll put it this way. It's the one, like another common trend when I was traveling out on the West Coast visiting my mutuals and the other business that I wanted to talk to, they were like, oh yeah, we do all our business from China. And I'm like, they were all used to, they all had reps at the factories in like Shenzhen and all these other locations. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, I go to China all the time to go visit with my factory. I'm like, so this is what it's like. Also, when you're in LA, you have direct flights to like Beijing and stuff like that. So of course they're existing. Oh yeah, yes. It's hard to get the good ones because it's just hard to get the good ones. It helps if you have a Mandarin speaker in your group. I do not speak Mandarin, so don't go be looking at me. I love it. By the way, just a side fun little race joke. I just love it when, like, you see it in TV shows all the time, and like I'll point out because I know how to identify the languages. Like I know Tagalog. I know Thai, the difference between Thai, Cantonese, Mandarin, Hiragana, Katakana, and so forth. I can identify the language. Doesn't mean I can read it. Right? Like I know what a square looks like, but it's just like, and so I'm just like, I love it when they're just like, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's Chinese. Like, oh, can you read it? I'm like, no. At the same time, it's context because you'd be like, well, you could, you said it, you identified it as Chinese, so I assumed you know how to read. No, that's fine. But it's that assumption. It's you assume. It's the whole thing with it's like mansplaining. It's like, I'll put it this way, as a man, that interaction, it's like a glimpse of mansplaining, like towards me. It's of what women deal with when guys mansplain, right? And I'm like, oh, this is kind of what it feels like. It's like, are you saying just because I look like this, you're assuming that I know this language? Really? It's just like, I just realized it's not. No, ladies, it's not 1-to-1. I know it's not 1-to-1, but it's like, it's kind of one way for like, it's kind of one way to be like, you know what? That's one way you can think about it and relate to. Oh, honestly, super easy due to YouTube guides. Oh, YouTube guides. Okay. Uzo, you stop that. You stop that. Stop that. We're going to get canceled here in the middle of the night. Careful with the emulation talk. I don't know who's watching my streams these days, but it's also 4:30 in the morning, so I think we're okay here. Oh God, yes. I don't have any water on me. Taffy, thank you for playing the alert though. Oh no, you're fine. Razify, you're fine. I'm just like, I have eyes on this channel. These right now, I'll put it this way. Right now, because of the most recent videos on my TikTok and my Instagram, like right now, I have a target on my back. So I'm already waiting for the mass reporting on my live streams right now because it happens every time. As soon as As soon as the troll, like, I'll put it this way. The way I'm equating it to, when the troll comments start coming out, it's because the video did well enough that it got to those troll viewers, and then they proceed then to attack and try to cancel me and stuff. So I need to start looking at it a different way. Like, them commenting means that a video is actually doing well, or it's like it's doing good in views, and it's like, I don't know if I wanted it to. But oh yeah. No, I got it. It just sucks. That's all it is. Hold on a sec, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. I went to grab a water bottle. I needed a beverage. Needed a beverage. But now that I'm thinking about it, I just realized, so I don't usually watch this individual, but like there's a guy named Thor, which I think a lot of you know. He's a popular streamer and content creator. But he addresses really tough topics, but he comes at it from, not that he's not, it's an emotional state. It's a ferret, dude. He tackles it in a monotone, non-emotional state. And I think it's hard. It's going to be hard for me to channel that because I'm a very eccentric person. Like it's just it's the way my personality is. I'm just out there. So to be like, the reason why a lot of LGS stores are closing these days, it's pretty quite simple. It's a multitude of factors. It's not just one. So if you really think about it, I know everyone's first reaction is to blame the scalpers, because you're like, oh, scalping has ruined the industry. Are they the sole reason? No. But are they part of the problem? Yes. We can discuss that later. But then the other issues are, it's like, for me, it's like, just trying to maintain that. It's like, I can't do it. Like, I'm just like, it's like, I guess I need to read a book. Maybe I should go back to my book readings to try to like train myself to speak in a calm way. I don't know. Like, would you guys want that? Like, here, I'll put like calm music in the background and then just, we'll just keep it, we will just keep it simple. Business is hard. If you want to do a business, you got to be prepared for the good and the bad. Channel the inner calmness. I'm not gonna, you see, like the truth is too, though, that's disingenuous of me. It's not, it's a good example of not being you. And I think you guys would know that. It's like, I'll put it this way. Like, let's be honest, for all of you. If you came into tomorrow's stream, right, and I just started just being monotone, calm, and just like that, y'all be like, yo, what's wrong with him? No, let's be honest. If I wasn't really like breaking up or like getting emotional, like you guys would be like, "Yo, what's wrong with him? Is something wrong with Andrew?" Like, can make a whole long video about B company that takes TCT company, how they communicate. This this is a VOD. No, I mean that's a good example. So like, you know, so one of the problems that goes on with scalping these days is the fact that, you know, you have companies. Yes, scalping's existed since the dawn of capitalism. It's always going to be here. But then you have those companies that do go out and start with malicious intent. You know, they don't care about the local economy. They want to get what they want to get, and they'll resell it. Then you have other companies, and you can be like, you know what? That's fine. But then you do have these companies that knowingly, the public may not realize this. And if you're a business owner, you should know this. If you don't, you got to do your research more. But then there are scalpers out there that will negotiate with distributors to pay more per box so that they can get a higher allocation. Now, some of you may think, well, don't they have to be allocated by the companies who make the card games to do it? And your answer would be correct. But there is no policing or enforcement by these companies to hold these distributors to that standard. And what's been going on is you have distributors actively playing favoritism. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, yeah, trust me. No, I'm sorry. I'm using it as a topic point. It's just trying to I essentially, like, when I'm talking about a serious topic, I need to like try to get to, you know, you got to like channel your inner Thor. I don't know if I have that kind of voice though. Like, you know, like my monotone voice is like this mid register. So if I just want to just speak calm and just speak like this, it's just, that's where it is. Oh, was that a, oh, let's go. Thank you for the follow. You've done some time. Oh, I like, that's a clever name. That's a clever name. I appreciate the follow there, man. Thank you. Oh, I gotta wash my face. What if I talked about Final Fantasy in this tone? The story of Final Fantasy is a lot more complex than you would think it is. No, Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth are not just simple sequels to the original games, and also they are not actual remakes of the original games. It is a one singular complex timeline that you really need to dive in and take a look. And ultimately, I will give you the ending in the beginning, and that is Sephiroth is actually the biggest victim of the world of Final Fantasy VII. My name is Andrew Huang. Come with me on this journey of rebirth. You know, it's just like, I don't know if I can do that. It's like, welcome to Final Fantasy Radio, where we talk all Final Fantasy knowledge of the past, present, and future. Information that you didn't think of. And I will tell you this for you right now, that all of everything I say is purely my speculation and my opinion. I may be proven wrong, I may be wrong, but given the information that I've been given now, yo, Al Capone, yeah, you're right. Sephiroth did nothing wrong. No, he did plenty wrong. Okay, it's like this. It's like this. The murderers that we fantasize these days, like Jack the Ripper and, you know, the Zodiac killer, right? You're just like, what they did was horrific. It was terrible. We all agree. But your backstory, the reason that you became the way you are also a victim. It's just like, and now we have movies about them. Oh, no, the Final Fantasy games are not connected. They are not. There are references to one another, but they are definitely more they're just references. So they're like the Easter eggs that Pixar does. Now, actually, no, incorrect. Pixar has now shown signs that all their movies exist in the same world, and it just becomes the fan theories with the evidence. Just becomes like, all right, come on, Pixar, stop this. Now you're just putting it in there just to put it in there to make fun of people. The Jack the Ripper that I like till now is the one that was in Wreckers of Ragnarok. That was good, and I can't wait for the next season right now. Al Capone, Sephiroth. Sorry. I got to my monotone voice. Al Capone message. Sephiroth. He's evil, but like, I get it. Let's talk about that. Do you guys like that? Like, do you guys want me to, like, should I just try to do a stream of just like calm and just that voice and answer questions? Here, let me try it out right now. I'll stay on for like another like 20-30 minutes. Guys, go ahead and ask me some questions. Whether it's about the business, if you want to update, or if you have questions about your own things that you want to do. Let me give this a whirl. Time to practice. Could be a good stream for April. I might as well practice for April 1st. Just be like an NPC bot. Hello. Welcome to the stream. No, this is not a VOD. It may feel like a VOD, but this is indeed me. This is what happens when I take Ritalin and I focus my energy and my intentions. All of a sudden, my ADHD just disappears, and now I'm able to focus. So here I am. What is your favorite flavor of boba? Now that's a really good question. In terms of my favorite flavor of boba, kind of depends on the day. As you can see right now, the color is purple. You can think of taro, and taro is one of my favorite teas. But I'm a big fan of, your standard black milk tea with peach flavoring. But when I'm in a tea mood, I actually like my peach oolong with a little bit of mango with it. There's there. Thanks for the galaxies. Thanks for the galaxies, guys. How to put a puppy to sleep that has the zoomies at 2 a.m. Just refer to the old movie Old Yeller, and it'll give you all the knowledge that you need. What is your skincare routine? I have none. No, in all seriousness, I actually do my best to just actually have a minor regimen using everything from a face scrub to face toner and moisturizer. It was pointed out to me that I've aged horribly in the last few years, and that if I wanted to have good skin, like the Korean men out there in Korea and the dramas you see who are like 50, 60 years old, but they look 20. It's good skincare routines. So that's what I've started using. I personally started using Clinique for Men, but then I switched over to using Clean & Clear. And it's done pretty good so far. Definitely getting there. Pork buns or chicken buns? Zeke? Why not both? I'm literally the person when I'm on a flight and they ask me between the two choices, I will ask them if I can have both. But that's just the way I am. I like them all. Exfoliating is definitely nice. Could have a future ASMR Al Capone? No. I need you to hear me when I say peach oolong with the mango or blue bubbles is my favorite. Al Capone, first off, brother, I miss you. I hope you've been well. I hope you and your family are doing very well. This is very weird of me talking in monotone, but I'm practicing. But in all honesty, I miss you, and I hope you've been well. Forget whatever happened in our past. I love you, brother. I hope you're doing well. and I'm proud of you for the person you're becoming, you've become. So continue going, continue fighting, dude. I cherish all the interactions and the conversations we've had, both the good and the bad, because guess what? We've both grown from it. Also, go to bed. It is 4 o'clock in the morning, almost 5. Vegetable scallion buns are yummy too. You evil, sick person. But you were right. I also love them too, DC. Scallions are very good. Monotone Mufasa. No Mufasa. You should be watching your back for me. Simba is the king. Sleep is for the weak. Balut or Annabelle House. I would prefer to not do either, but given my circumstances, I most likely will have to do either one or both. Hoping that we actually get our funding goals done. I would prefer to do I'm going to tell you right now, I would actually prefer to do the Annabelle House, because I feel like the Balut will actually kill me. Not because of what it is, because of how I would react to it when I see it. I think I'm just going to want to die. Balut or Pennywise, I'd rather just go unalive myself right now. That is the truth of the matter. I'd rather not face both of them. I am a person that believes in the supernatural and ghosts. I definitely don't want it. Al Capone, Darius and I both know, trust me, we actually have a massive Gunpla order actually on order. We're just waiting for the funds to finally execute the order so we can finally get them in the store. But before we order them in the store, we need to replace our retail fixtures, because now we've expanded the retail areas and we're desperately in need of a new display case, aka our investment round. Annabelle House or meeting the doll that inspired her in person? No. I will cause a public disturbance and I will go to jail. Because no. It has definitely been a horror story. Titanic horror game or Subnautica? Again, no. These are not real questions. Squirt calendar. Jelly, I know, since we've taken a back seat on the online orders and we're only doing our friends at Schwa, Lloyd's Falls Collections, Investments, Lifetime Members, and Wheel of Misfortune, we still have our goal to still do a month of gaming, as well as, yes, not just a squirt calendar, but Miso-chan made calendar would be photo shoot. The photo shoot will be done, but the photos will not be released until we hit the 100K. Lethal Curse, the belt dance, will be when I actually hit my target weight goal and I can fit into the romper, and you will get the dance, because I am not doing multiple nights of dancing in that outfit in front of our windows where the cops can look in. I will shoot your belt dance and Sarah's single lady dance in one fell swoop, because I'm only going to do it one time. Al Capone, which was your first Gunpla kit? What do you think of Robert the Doll? I have no idea who Robert the Doll is. Do you guys like oddly calm, maybe on Gummies Andrew monotone? Is this how I should be doing my streams going forward? Give me a tough question. And for those of you joining on TikTok right now, yes, it is almost 5 a.m. in the morning. Let me change up the music again. It is almost 5 a.m. in the morning right now, and I'm currently practicing trying to just talk in a calm, monotone demeanor, to talk about the topics. Welcome to BBC News, where we will talk about the news and just the facts. No opinions, just the facts. So, what I'm trying to focus on, so that I don't get trapped again with these streams, is focus on the facts and how it is. Will it rain card packs today? If the scalpers would stop taking stop taking our allocations, and we were able to actually get our full allocations, yes, we would be raining packs on our customers and all of you here online. At MSRP, may I add. But unfortunately, because of the scalpers, we will not be able to. If you only had time to save one member of Team Avalanche, who would it be and why? It'd be Aerith, because she can just revive everyone. Fight me. And before you say Aerith wasn't the member of Avalanche, she was. She became Avalanche, so she is. If you want to rephrase your question before Final Fantasy VII, then we can go there. But until then, Aerith, because she'll revive everyone. That's cheating. Deal with it. Al Capone, that is a beautiful piece. Really awesome. Jink, I love those emotes. Those are really good. But yes, if I had to choose between the original Avalanche members, Jessie would be my top choice. I love how you just fought. Thank you for the follow. I love how you followed with me just being forced calm, monotone, and calm demeanor. This is going to be a very interesting experiment this week to see if I can maintain this. If she could have revived everyone, then she failed when the plate fell. They weren't in battle. She can only revive those who are in battle. No, but of the original members, I say Jessie. I didn't care for Jessie, Biggs, or Wedge during my original playthrough of the original game. They were side characters. They really didn't mean anything to the story. But after playing 7 Remake, you really fall in love with Jessie and Biggs and Wedge because of the perfect writing that they've done. I was actually secretly hoping that Jessie would be alive during Remake, where we would be going into Golden Saucer and you would actually see her performing because she was alive. And I wonder if that's still the case. We will find out when I eventually actually play the game and beat it one day. And I don't know if I could actually sit there and be like this when I play Final Fantasy VII. But we'll find out. I won't. Lovers, welcome to the stream. Also, what are you doing up this late? But 2, I am currently practicing monotone, calm demeanor, channeling my inner Thor streaming style, so that I no longer go on these rants and just speak the facts. Welcome to BBC Andrew. Jelly, that is a great name for this, and we shall stick to it. This is BBC Andrew. I actually just realized we don't want to use that. So we're not going to use that because that will be taken the absolute wrong way. So we are not going to use that moniker anymore. Jelly, I cannot believe you actually made me say that. And now one of you are going to clip that. And now I'm going to be canceled for a whole different reason. That's just great. Challenge accepted, Lethal Curse. All week will be monotone Andrew the entire time. Welcome back, GH7th. I'm your host, Andrew. British Andrew. I don't have a British accent, but I can see about talking proper English. Now I just sound Asian, so now I will not go that route because that's going a different direction. Now I'm all of a sudden using a different accent, and I don't know why. Now, oh no, it is now changing. What am I doing? Look at what you've done. Now I'm having a processing error in my head. It's okay. I hope a lot of you, again, for those of you that are just joining, I want to apologize. I had a moment of weakness this past weekend, which I've had in the past. I really do need to move past it because too many of you, not too many, more and more of you every day are starting to rediscover us, and you guys are relying on me to be your rock, to be your gamer's heaven until the stores arrive in your locations, to be able to come here and escape your problems. So, as much as it's difficult for me, I'm going to do my best to give you this calm, relaxing demeanor with a smile and try to make it entertaining. When I play these horror games now, it will no longer be, oh God, but oh dear. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. You can go straight to hell. We will see. So tomorrow we will be playing Silent Hill 2 because that is what you asked for. Oh, that is not good. I am not well. Goodbye. I am logging off now. I no longer want to be a streamer. Goodbye. So the bet will be this, Lethal Curse. If I can go 1 week, so until next Sunday night stream, if I can last till Sunday night stream in this monotone, calm voice, meaning my inflections will go like this, but there's no ranting, there's no going crazy, there's no overly emotions. But most importantly, when it comes to talking about the business, when it comes to our situation, others, hard topics, even controversial topics, I will maintain my middle heading and just stay neutral and give a neutral answer. And just speak on the facts. Facts about Gamers Heaven, if I talk about this past 1.5 years, we were focused on paying off our debts and our obligations because of everything we accumulated in the past several years trying to franchise. We took responsibility, made some hard decisions, and we focused on paying that off. But because of that, other areas of the business did suffer. We did suffer a drop of not only offerings and product diversity, but also communications. So while we did improve on other areas, we did fall in a lot of areas that unfortunately I let slide or I didn't look through because of everything that was going on. But ultimately, that is no excuse. And before it got too late, we did our best to go ahead and address it, process it, try to make some new improvements, and we're going to do our best to move forward. And that's what we're doing now. Imagine using this voice for Advent children. These graphics definitely still hold up. They still hold up to this day very well. And then you have Nanaki as a papa with his 2 children looking over Midgar. And what's the ultimate theory now that I'm going to add during my second playthrough, my second watch of Advent Children, is that we're not actually watching the ending of the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, but you're watching the ending of the actual Final Fantasy VII saga with Advent Children. Advent Children was the beginning of the Reformation, the remake and rebirth. But the beginning of Advent Children with Nanaki and with his 2 offsprings, and then by our lovely mutual loverish pointing out with Dina, his partner, everything is okay. Just like when Jiraiya saw Sasuke and Boruto in that one episode when they went back in time, when before Sasuke erased his memory and he saw that, he smiled because he saw the ending. He knows everything's going to be okay. And so when we see Nanaki with his 2 kids far in the future in a healing planet, Midgar all green, we know that everything is going to be okay. I just thought about that just now. It's mine. I claim it, but that is my theory. A game theory. No, I won't do that. No emotions. What browser do you use? Shamefully, I use Google Chrome on my desktop. On my phone, I use Samsung Internet Browser. I really do. Do you guys actually prefer this? This is almost semi non-emotional. So lovers, that is exactly what I'm hoping they do. God in space. Is this making you sad? Where's the real Andrew? No, I actually, now I'll put it this way. That's me being overly forceful of the monotone. But the real reason for that is I can find a pitch that I'm comfortable in, because you'll learn in speech and public speaking to perceive a calm voice and a calm demeanor. You need to find your calm range, right? And so as long as I'm not speaking at a register where it will easily lead me where my anger or excitement is, it keeps me in a nice mellow tone. So I can open up my register just a little bit more. So it's not just monotone, but it's right that perfect mid-range. So you guys are still getting me, but I'm not going here, right? So when I'm talking about a difficult topic, I'm staying right here with you guys. I'm not going here where it gets uncomfortable for some people. So there is that. But let me talk about that though. Loverish, I would love for them to remake, yes, the mobile mission games, so the Last Order, the mobile games, yes. Like even if it's like a cinematic or a movie, I wouldn't mind a movie or an anime to tie us over, but I would love them to remake Dirge of Cerberus, because during this time, part 3, we don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know how Rebirth ended. I still don't know, and hopefully I'll get there one day. But when I talk when I talk this calm, it makes you want to chat less. But is it relaxing? No. Oh yeah, it's Before Crisis. Yeah, it's Before Crisis and Last Order. It's either they make that into a mobile. It's either they remake the games or they make it into an anime. Dirge of Cerberus, on the other hand, you will regret knowing Dirge of Cerberus. I feel like they could actually improve Dirge of Cerberus if they did it right. I didn't mind it, but I got to admit, I went back and played Dirge of Cerberus again, not recently, but years ago, and I definitely had rose-colored glasses on when I played that game back in the day, because my God, it's hard. And I feel like that with a lot of games, like, you know, Final Fantasy VIII, I thought had the most amazing graphics. I look at it now, I'm like, oh. Not the gameplay, but the plot and Underground. You see, but lovers, unfortunately, they showed you Deep Ground in Integrate. So we're going to be dealing with Deep Ground because of it. Maybe we may be dealing with, I'll put it this way, if they actually remake Dirge Cerberus, it's because Omega Weapon's going to have a part in this. That's all I'm going to say. Omega Weapon's going to have a part. Lucrezia is going to have a part in all this. God, I'm so excited for the next game. I have no idea what they're going to do, but what is this Balatro game? I mean, lovers, that's what I'm getting at. Like, they are going to release, because they've released Ever Crisis and Crisis Core Reunion between 1 and 2. So between 2 and 3, we're at least, at minimum, going to get 2 pieces of content. So whether that's 2 games, 2 movies, a game and a movie, or an anime, doesn't matter. I just want something. But Andrew, you need to beat Final Fantasy VII first. Yes, I know. Ganon Space. I'll definitely work on this. This is the what I'm really trying to do. This is also the wrong. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. It's the worst time for me to do this, but there is a way to maintain being me, but protecting myself from going here. I can stay chill as like I can be as chill as Rufus, but I got to make sure that I don't teeter into Reno territory. I'm using a Final Fantasy reference, and keep me at it. I need to be Rufus Shinra and be careful not to get to the Reno level of ah. It feels a bit off, right? You're not. It's like, bro, you're not a chill person. What are you doing? This is so fake. Yes, I know. Just breathe. I'm going to edit the sound. I'm going to actually edit that soundbite to replay and reverse to focus on what? Curse Night Therapy with the raid. Let's go. Why is everybody awake at this hour? What is going on? Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, guys. HSV Curse Night. What's going on? I hope you had a good stream, man. For those that are raiding, welcome, guys. At 2 a.m. is new prime time. Oh, 2 a.m. West Coast time. Wow. Hello. You guys are coming in at a perfect time. I'm currently practicing my new, not monotone, but I'm trying to figure out, like, all right, clearly I'm being too emotional in my streams. So how do I get into a range of voice and volume where I can be emotional but still stay positive, especially when I talk about very difficult topics. So you stream late. Oh, no worries. No worries. Do you still have more locations? We are still currently operating out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. We do have a second store that's being constructed right now in San Jose, California. Nothing in New York yet. Taffy, you just redeemed a ooh. That's there. All right. But it is. I know you just rated me, but it is 5 a.m. So you guys have 2 options. I can either just go to bed right now, or I think you know. I find this funny too. I think a lot of you have actually used my Advent Children movie to fall asleep to. Lethal Curse. Oh my god. Oh, weird. Who is... Who... Wait. Who is what? Wait, who is that person? Hold on. Got in space. Let me see here. Sorry, it was a redemption for those that are like, what the hell was that? If you were in New York, where in New York would you put a gamer's heaven? I would put it in Queens because that is where my wife grew up. It is her hometown. But it's not the sole area that I would look at. You know, it would either be between Queens, Brooklyn. I wouldn't do Midtown right away. That's an impossible task. So somewhere in Queens or Brooklyn is probably where I'd be looking to start off with. Chill study streamer. Let's take a look here. So that is a thing where people just stream. I've done this a couple times too, actually, because I've actually just, what's it called there? I've just done working streams before, and they've worked as well too. Got in space. I'm gonna go ahead and follow her. We'll check her out next time. Wait, what? It's very soothing. We'll do it there. We'll do it next time. I just followed her, so I'll keep it on there. But people want their Advent children, so you're gonna get your Advent children. So for those of you who are tuning in right now, I'm gonna finally go to bed. But for those of you that want to stay awake, we're about to play Final Fantasy VII Advent Children Nerd Splitting Edition version 1. What does that mean? It's my nerd splitting edition where I hyper overanalyze Advent Children like a ridiculous amount. And I will tell you right now, I recorded this after I only beat chapter 4 in Rebirth. So there's a lot of things that I missed and got wrong. But just like the graphics, a lot of my opinions still hold up. That was cheesy. That was cheesy. That was bad. That was good. That was good. That was good. You gotta admit it. That was good. That was good. All right. For those of you that go to bed, enjoy. I'll put it this way. For those of you who are still here by the morning, I will go ahead and give everyone 10 bonus entries in the spring giveaway. Okay. And I just added a couple prizes. So go onto the website. I overhauled it. It's been cleaned up. The prizes all have been updated. Go check it out. You enjoyed Darius. Go have fun with Angela. I'll yell at you when you get back. Just kidding now, dude. No, seriously, have a good week. Have a good week. Enjoy your trip out there. And just do everything you can. Have a good time. Just have a good time, man. We'll figure things out. Oh, yeah. The Rugrats girl. Now we'll go. All right. Oh my god. All right. Movie time. Guys, remember I will pause to promote the giveaway halfway through, just letting you guys know that. Yo, these graphics still hold up. Yo, these graphics still hold up after all this time. Almost 20 years. These graphics still hold up. Everyone, Nanaki, Red 13 as a papa.